Welcome to Book Huddle. I met Chrissy Janiga on Facebook. She has this great book that it's so relevant to me and my family right now because we just moved across the country and my kids are starting new schools. But first, I want to have Chrissy introduce herself, tell a little bit about her, and then also why she decided to write a book.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, so I am a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a social worker, and I live in Florida.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and how the book kind of came to me is, I was just really reevaluating some habits and I stopped drinking alcohol and I just really found that I started to have more creativity. And one of the biggest things with my son is just watching some of the struggles and tribulations of children and what makes it so hard sometimes to be a kid.
Yes.
And
How old is he?
he's 8.
Okay, and so he's pointing these things out to you.
Yes.
Oh, excellent. What an intuitive child as an 8-year-old.
Yeah. So, um, you know, when he, when he started at his school, we moved to Florida in 2021.
Yep.
I just kind of saw some of the things that were just so hard for children.
Yes.
And I was taking a walk, and I always find my most creativity comes when I'm doing something like walking or out in nature.
Wonderful.
And I just had this thought like, I need to write a children's book. And I've always loved books when I was a kid, but I never really thought about writing a book. So it was such a cool thing to come to my mind. And I was just like, what do kids struggle with? And fitting in just was something that I just really, really resonated with. Even when I was a child, fitting in is
Right.
just so hard.
Right. It really is. And if we think about it, I remember being at a youth camp as a teenager. And we had this time where we were just kind of openly sharing. And one of the girls was like, and I just feel like, I never fit in and it's so hard. And, and she's the cheerleader. And like, it made me realize in that moment that I was like, everybody feels like this, even the ones
Hmm.
that we think are most confident. Everybody has their hard times of uncertainty and fitting in.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I also think that, as children, and even adults, we
Yes.
sometimes do things that we really don't like or resonate with because we just desperately want to fit in. And
Right?
I think that, yeah, that's the way this book kind of captures that when we start following our heart, the things that we really enjoy, we'll begin to fit in. We'll find the friends that we want and the activities that we truly enjoy. And that's just really the point of the book, that we, it's so easy to want to do what everybody else is doing. But when we follow what we really want to do, that's when, magical things happen for us.
Yes. Wonderful. So let's talk about Miranda. Miranda's the main character in this book, and it
Mhm.
is Miranda, excuse me, I want to say it right. Miranda learns the art of not fitting in.
Mhm.
What a beautiful phrase, right? The art of not fitting in, like not caring, like it's okay. Like you don't have to fit a mold. Like I immediately loved that title. Like I said, just moved to a new area. My kids are going to be going to a new school. And so I keep telling them, it'll be okay. You will find your people that, you are happy with. Like don't stress about it and let it take time is something that I'm constantly telling them. And one of our first days here, my oldest decided, hey, let's watch Inside Out, that Disney Pixar movie.
Mhm.
And because she moves to a new area and is going through a hard time. And so it was actually really good afterwards. We talked about it and that it's okay to feel sad and it's okay to feel all these emotions, and especially when you're to a new area and let yourself feel the emotions. And so I like in your book that she has conversations with her mom and she's very open with the mom and says what's going on. And so we meet Miranda at the new school, and initially things don't go well. And so let's talk more about that.
Yeah, so I think, even when I was a kid, I just you just want to fit in. And I think the popular kids or the kids that everyone gravitates to, sometimes we want to be friends with them.
Right.
But unfortunately, not everybody are people, right? That we
Right.
really like. And we sometimes I think as children, we we hear kids that are talking really mean and we want to fit in with them. So we sometimes might do that, but we
Right,
know, I think a lot of children know that that's not what they want, or that's they know that's not nice.
right,
And so that's what this character started to find, that some of the people that she was trying to be friends with weren't people that she would really value in a friendship.
right. Because initially, and they weren't mean to her, right? At least this first
Mm-mm.
group. The first group was not rude to her, but they certainly weren't welcoming either. They said, "Yeah, you can sit by me," but then they kept talking about people that they didn't like, and she was like, "Okay." She's able to point out that that's not something that I want, and so she doesn't go back to that friend, and then she tries something else, which so many people do when they see a group of people doing something. They're like, "Oh, I'll go do that because that's what everybody's doing. I'm going to go play that sport." But and I think it can be okay to keep trying and learning a skill.
Hmm.
She realizes that's not where she's happy. So then where does she find her happiness? Chrissy, tell us about that.
So she finds it in choir. So,
Wonderful.
you know, I think that as children, we always hear that children are more intuitive than adults because they're more open-minded. And so once she started to dream big and think, what would make me happy? The
Yes.
first thing that came to her mind was joining choir. And once she joined choir, she was able to make friends. And it wasn't necessarily that she had to fit in. She just fit in because that's what made her, really happy and made her,
Yeah.
her heart sing.
Yeah. She didn't worry about doing what everybody else is doing. She thought inward first.
Hmm.
And when I was reading the book, I was like, okay, these are so simple. These things are so simple, but sometimes we have to have it like right at us that it's like, oh, I wasn't even thinking about that. Especially, oh my gosh, especially when you're nervous or new and trying to fit in, you really aren't thinking clearly. I can tell you that right now because there's so many emotions going
Hmm.
on for my family around this move that it inhibits our ability to think clearly. And so sometimes you need like that simplicity to see and be like, okay, here's what I need to do. I need to think about me and what I enjoy. And I'm going to be kind to people. I'm going to take this and make it about me and not worry about trying to fit in with them. I thought that was beautiful.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, so I'm excited about your book. And so it is available on Amazon. So we'll share the link below in the comments so that people can get this book. And then you have another idea of something in the works, right? Do you want to share with us what your hopes for your next book are?
Yes, I'm done writing it. I'm going to move to illustrations. I kind of like the title that I've been using, and I'm very much into mental health, and so I love teachable moments. And my next one is actually it's about my son. He gave me the
Okay.
thumbs up, but it's about his journey learning how to roller skate and not giving up, because I think, when we're kids, it's so frustrating when we can't get
Yes.
something. It's
Yeah.
so frustrating. But I think, if we keep practicing the things that we like and enjoy, we can get better at them. And so it's going to be called Hudson Learns the Art of Not Giving Up.
Lovely.
And and it's about limiting beliefs. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to necessarily say that exactly in the book, but it's about limiting beliefs, not comparing ourselves to others, and what happens when we don't give up, and just kind of that strength, and then just the confidence you can get from wanting to do your dreams. And if we keep pursuing the things we really want to do, I truly believe we can do them.
Yeah. And I love that. So it's like when she tries the kickball in this book, she gives up on it because she's like, I don't really want to do that. But then
Mhm.
Hudson, right? Is that the
Yes.
Hudson? He's like, no, I want to do this. I want to get good at this. And he keeps going. And so that's good to have like both aspects in these books side by side. That it's like,
Hmm.
well, what do you want to do? You do want to do this, and let's keep at it. That's awesome. Well, I'm excited to
Yeah.
see that when that comes out. And then one thing that I love to have all my guests share is a children's book that you love. What is something that you can recommend with us?
Oh, I love all the Pete the Cat books by James Dean.
Yay!
Yes, Go Pete Go is one of my favorite. And then just I have so many of them that it's just something that I've read to my son for many
Yes.
years.
Yes. Oh, I love Pete the cat. I love how positive he is, and he just has that attitude that I think that you're
Hmm.
trying to convey, especially in this one. It sounds like Hudson, um, that he has these repetitive phrases, and he's like, "Let's do it. Let's be positive." The one that keeps coming to my mind is "Give it your all. Give it your all." It's that Christmas one. At Christmas, you give,
Hmm.
so give it your all.
Yep.
Like, because he has
Yep.
to keep working hard on something. Yes, I do love Pete the cat. I love these positive characters, and the kids love them too. Because
Oh my
sometimes when
gosh.
we try to like do lessons, sometimes they don't quite come across right because the kids they're feeling it. But I think Pete the cat did a really good job, and the kids love him, and he just has this amazing, optimistic, just keep going attitude.
Yes, I 100% agree. I love the books, and it's
Yeah.
just such a adorable message. And I feel like, yes, it resonates very well with children.
Fantastic. All right. Well, I can definitely see why with what you've got going on with Miranda and Hudson there. So Pete the cat is a good inspiration. Well, thank you so much, Chrissy. Again, we'll have all of the links below for how to find her book, and then of course a link for Pete the cat because everybody has to discover something somewhere. So if this is the first time hearing about
Yes.
Pete, go get yourself some Pete the cat. All right. Thanks for being on with us today, Chrissy. Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.